got into starting to yell that thing. It sounds like something strange. I don't know what they're saying, pal. I really don't. Do you? It sounds like they're saying, "Hello! Hello! Hello!" There's nobody named Al anywhere near this place. I started to freak out a little bit because people were laughing and looking at me, but there was actually a peacock that I couldn't see up on the roof of the gazebo at the zoo where I was playing. So after I was done, because I had shown such bravery and fortitude, the zookeeper came up and said, "Hey, do you want to go meet the lion?" I said, "I'll take that as a yes." So we went back behind the cages in the pitch dark. And he said, "Don't stand so close to the metal part." I said, "What metal part? I can't see any metal part." And all of a sudden I heard this and all the hair stood up on the back of my head. And I started to feel like I could die here and it would be okay. And I wasn't sure what the quantity of my lunch had been, but I was worrying about it. It gave me a pause. I started to think, my mouth started to get wet, and then it started to dry out the way that the roads sometimes do after a big snow. You've got bald tires too. And you feel like you're sliding out of control, and your mental sensibilities are losing control, and you're saying to yourself, "This might not work out for me at all," and then you say, "What was that sound?" And he said, "That's a Bengal tiger right behind you. His name is Chuck. Say hi." So I turned around, the lights went up, and there was Chucky. And it was me, and you, and a steak, and a tiger. When Chucky charged the cage, I would have too if I'd seen a jackass like me, wouldn't you? And he slammed his body right into the side. And the zookeeper said, "I've never seen him do anything like that before. That's really weird." I said, "Well, why did we come in here under the cover of darkness? Why didn't we turn some lights on before we came in? This is really bad." I was really getting argumentative. I felt really sort of cornered, you know? Like I'd been grabbed a hold of by the dungeon master, and he could lock me in there and I could just be eaten by a tiger and disappear or turn into a piece of steak that would be unedible later. After it reappeared, after being part of the tiger. Or somebody would show up the next day and say, "What happened to that happy little folk singer? All we see out there is a couple of bleached femurs." And a really, really, really happy tiger. Happy tiger. Happy tiger. Everybody wants a happy tiger. Kids want to go trout fishing. Don't trust them. They get out of the water, hungry for control. They might want to take over the boat, or minor league mutiny, steal all of your best flies, dump them in the sea. We got the better side of dead, didn't we? Yeah, 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 yeah. He thought we were going trout fishing. Now he's down at the bottom of the sea. Just to pay you back, we're gonna throw you in the water now. Just to pay you back, all the Brussels sprouts, all the shit you made us eat. We argued about it. It was never fun. that processed stuff. You're a failure as a father, it's true. Just wait till the jolly green giant gets a hold of you. Yeah. Yeah. You wonder why there are punk rockers, 'cause guys like you. That's what's flashing through my mind when I was standing there in front of that tiger's eyes. Good time to die. I'd get eaten by a tiger instead of killed by a bunch of 6-year-olds. With blunt spoons and dull instruments. It's a better way to die. Hey, open up the cage and let me shake hands with Chuck. Come here, Chuck. I want to pet you.